you 5-0 a team, that says a lot. Of course, that was when Excel Wizards were having a bit of a comp issue. They're now adjusting it a little bit. I feel like with Skywind on the Shifu, it's likely we'll see a different result.
Yeah.
But I'm still not sure it'll be enough for him to take the match.
And we do know Mr. Hudat is a Pearl specialist.
Oh yeah, he's very good at the Pearl.
One of the only. We really don't see a lot of Pearls, especially in North America.
Yeah,
a couple in Europe.
There's like Naraga and there's Mr. Hudat.
Yeah.
Those are the two people I think of when I think of Pearl.
I think Jokic was for a period of time.
Jokic is Naraga.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot. We're gonna go into the draft phase, guys. Whoops! So the first one is gonna be Ulrich for Spacestation Gaming. No surprise there. Bloom has been really on the Ulrich train for quite some time. No matter what's been happening to him in the patches, he doesn't care. He's trying to find a lot of value with that.
Right.
And him and Prost are working well together as well. And we're gonna see Alicia for the first pick on Excel Wizards.
I think it's possible we'll see the Thorn from this point. I think it's likely that Space Station Gaming are in a phase where they're just trying to find what comp works best for them. As when these guys are most successful, it's when they found something that's next to OP. So I expected to see the Thorn, but now that they picked the Taya second, I think they might be switching it up for the melee role. Skywind switching back to the Freya with the Alicia, maybe that will provide, maybe that will work a little bit better than the Esmo Freya that they ran last week.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in seeing what Space Station Gaming are going to run now. I think could be a big mix-up. They are just going to go for a Thorn. Thought it might be something a little bit more adventurous, but it looks like this is the comp that SSG is going to be looking to run long term. It's looking like it's what they feel is the most strong on this patch. So I expect to see this moving forward.
And of course, Niwa taking older. No surprise there.
Man, I don't know. I don't know about the older with no sustaining characters.
Yeah.
Of course, there is a little bit of sustain with the Ice Block. Maybe Dwizzle likes to use that ability more than other Alicias. And we saw the Alicia use the ability, the Battlerite, that gives her the shield off of her chill AoE. So maybe we'll see that from Dwizzle like we saw it from Flappy Penguin. But still, this older pick's kind of scary.
It is definitely going to be a little on the difficult side, but especially when you have a Taya. But I think Chronoflux could potentially help secure the orb since Taya is so strong at orb control.
Right.
But a lot of times she can sneak around that. Her M2 is a pretty wide range as far as it going around. She can sneak around Chronofluxes
absolutely
kind of frequently, to be honest.
There's also the pull from Thorn.
Yeah.
So it's like Chronoflux isn't a free orb secure this game like it is in many older games. Not quite as easy as a lot of the time.
Ulrich Thorn, though, great combination.
Yep.
Ulrich finding so much value in the reset on his spacebar. And Taya, to be honest, or Taya. Well, however you want to pronounce it. I keep hearing you say Taya, so I've been saying Taya all day.
Taya.
I said Taya before today, but now I feel a little ashamed and insecure.
You should. Shame on you.
But she's not going to be using any iframes. Neither will Thorn.
Right.
So literally Bloom can be like, EX space, EX space, EX space. And he's going to literally find contact in every single one of them because they're not going to be doing a lot. And even with a haste Taya, you know how big the hitbox is on that space from Ulrich. Yeah. It's about the size of a continent.
Similar to Rook M2.
It's the same as a Rook M2. I think it's about. I think they just Control-C, Control-V. Older, you talked about him struggling on this, and I don't disagree. I do want to see a lot more support out of the Alicia. I think that'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Mostly, again, selfish reasons. There are a lot of things we don't see out of some champion usages and just team compositions because people don't think there's value. But if you play to that comp, or if you play to that style, you will find value.
Yeah.
Like, it's just up to you. Every value people say, oh, that Battlerite doesn't have any value. It's because you don't play like that.
Yeah.
Of course, the thing that gives your E more damage if you never cast E is not going to find value.
It's going to be a bad Battlerite if you don't use it.
For you, of course. So if we see a lot more support come out of this, Dwizzle to just let Skywind kind of go a little bit brainless, let cooldowns come into him, make Bloom try and stun him, make a Verse try and put damage onto him, then maybe we'll see a different thing. Maybe then Niwa at the backline can just like, woo, sand in your eyes.
Yeah, sand in your eyes. I do like Space Station Gaming's comp, though, as I've said multiple times. I think it really enables the way this team wants to play. Of course, Proster likes to go in on that melee role, and Bloom, if he's on Ulrich, he can go with him. You can see both of these melee players on SSG play very aggressively and make lots of room for a Verse. And, you know, a Verse, if there's any ranged player in North America that I want to give free reign to do whatever he wants, it's him on Taya.
You don't even have to give him free, man. He'll just take it.
Yes, he'll just take it. So imagine if he's given the space. That's some scary stuff.
I'm not gonna. So I got matched up against a Verse one late night in twos matchmaking. I've never felt like such garbage at the game. It's insane. I couldn't do crap.
Yeah.
It was like he reached his hand into my brain and he's like, oh, that's what you're gonna do? Cool. I'm about to literally destroy you. Well, let's see what kind of value Excel Wizards can find early on. Freya just missing the iframe on the entangle. Missing the Bard Husk, though. No value on that either. There's going to be favor to help him out. Taya taking some damage here. Trying to play aggressive, but getting punished.
Kind of a weird split here as Proster received no backup from Bloom. Bloom sitting with Atea, trying to play aggressively up top, and he got punished for it. But now the damage is starting to come out onto the Freya. She drops that ultimate, gets a little bit of damage. Now the older ultimate's here too. They're trying to find something, but Carpet, they're getting nothing.
Almost nothing out of that Skywind, getting the stun from the older ultimate. But then just getting pushed out by Ulrich, who just shows up, who's looking mighty, mighty healthy. Blue team secure the orb. There's the counter for Freya. There's the space for Freya. She got almost nothing left, but she's just ditched her team. This might be the it for DeWizzle. Ult from reverse, followed by the X-Strike on Aniwa, the Entangle as well. He might just take down one, take down two. Skywind getting pushed out. Had to kind of leave his team to die. Because they had to use so many cooldowns to dodge that Thorn ultimate.
Yeah, we saw things look pretty dicey early on for Excel Wizards. And as once Spacestation Gaming regrouped and played together, all three characters putting out damage onto Skywind at the same time, he didn't have those shields available or the burst healing from Niwa, and he simply couldn't keep up. And Spacestation Gaming, if they coordinate their damage, it's going to be very hard for Niwa to protect his team sufficiently.
I'm not gonna lie, I've lived in fear for the last 10 minutes. I was handed a coffee and a cup that doesn't actually tell the temperature. Super scared to drink coffee when I have no idea how hot it is.
Did you burn yourself? You good?
Nope, it's good. We're in a good place, which means the energy is about to ramp up. Niwa took a lot of damage from the X-Strike. Look at Ulrich go.
Nice shield there from Bloom, but Proster, he's starting to take quite a lot of damage. He's found himself in the middle of all three characters too, but the damage is coming out far more onto Excel Wizards.
The EX space through nearly everybody. Blue team secure the orb as well. This is going to be really, really dangerous. Oh, God. Niwa, we loved you so. That's going to be it for them. They have no more support. There's no way they're going to be able to survive this one. I mean, right now they're just kind of getting walked on. Excel Wizards really struggling with this team composition, and I think a lot of it has to do with what you said. Not a lot of support abilities.
Yeah.
Even just looking at CC, right? I mean, what do you have? Skywind, it's going to be really tough for him to land in caps on this stage.
Yeah, and those in caps, not only is it hard for him to land them, but they don't last that long.
No.
They don't last nearly long enough to get set up off of. Beautiful punishing from Space Station Gaming. It just helps them take out Niwa early on in that round. They have Excel Wizards have no way to slow the roll of Space Station Gaming with the way they're currently playing. And if Space Station Gaming keeps capitalizing on the ability usage of Niwa, like when he spaces, if they throw a Dead Roots on him again, he's just going to die every time.
And DeWizzle, he wants to get freezes, but on who? You've got Barb Hustis going to negate the CC. You've got a Taya who's hasted, and you've got a Bloom who's just almost always going to have his space up.
Skywind is so lucky that counter was procced, but even still, he's taking a lot of damage. He has to use his space to dodge the X-Strike, but look, he's already down to 100 HP Carpet.
He had almost no support there. Niwa getting knocked up by the R from Ulrich. The Petrify onto Thorn is not going to do a whole lot as Taya can secure the orb and deal lethal damage to Skywind. He goes down. Excel Wizards, it just seems like they can't get anything done.
Yeah, this Freya having a very hard time as Verse and Proster perfectly capitalizing off his ability usage.
God.
The older ultimates used into DeWizzle's going to get no value out of it, and SSG are just steamrolling this game. And this is, like I mentioned, this is a must-win for Excel Wizards. If they want to find themselves at third place in their group instead of in a tiebreaker for fourth, they need to fix their play immediately and find their way back. But as it's currently going, I can't help but feel like SSG, this is their game to lose.
I hope this stream is marked mature because we're watching a live murder here on the stream, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man.
This isn't great. Space Station Gaming are just tearing this away. Excel Wizards really struggling, and I got to give it to Team Comp again.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yes, Space Station's performing exceptionally well, but what are Excel Wizards to do, even when they do land their ability to just not giving them enough value to either line things up together or negate enough things? But now, this is a pretty good engage for them, but the DeWizzle, again, is going to take so much damage.
Averse is just steamrolling DeWizzle and Niwa, forcing out so many abilities, and that's going to open up Bloom's aggression off the back of a beautiful Zephyr. Excel Wizards had to use all of their outs, and now the Thorn, Proster is just running at the back line.
They just can't deal with it. Look at the health pool, 97% for Space Station Gaming. An ultimate, but he just gets completely saved. Proster takes no damage by getting ulted by Older. Older's stuck in a corner. Proster's like, you know what, I'll leave you there. I'm going to leave you there, kiddo. God, they just can't do anything.
SSG, they managed to get an orb too, and now Proster, he gets that haste, he finally eats an in-cap to slow down the roll of the Thorn, but it's immediately broken by the time bomb, a little bit of anti-synergy in the comp of Excel Wizards, and things are not looking good for them at all as Space Station Gaming post up mid with a 40% HP advantage.
Good God, Bloom on Ulrich, showing that no matter what happens to him in the patch notes, he's still strong, and he helps secure the orb as well. Proster and Bloom coming together on that orb. They're kind of getting hit for Freya, but I don't think it really matters. They just kind of wanted her to use it. She's about to go down. Niwa just barely getting out of there, but not long enough, followed by an ultimate from Proster to get the second kill. Ice block.
Man, watching Space Station Gaming is so much fun. Watching a Verse go in up top at the beginning of that round, he got a nice Zephyr. Not only did it go through Niwa's shield as Niwa mispositioned it, but it also knocked DeWizzle away from his ally. And from that point on, both the Alicia and the Older had to burn their iframes. They both had to space to get away from a Verse and reposition on their backline. And from that point on, we saw Bloom EX space in, and the aggression from Proster right after was immediate. These guys capitalize on lack of cooldowns, and they punish massively.
Look at the combos we're seeing from Taya as well. Look at where she puts haste. Look at how aggressive that is.
Yep.
And she'll even Zephyr into that, push them back, deal the damage, get an X strike, and walk out.
Yeah, that's
insane.
One of the Taya openers. Not only does she try to burn a cooldown from Excel Wizards, but she gets in it and gets that haste from it, allowing her to play aggressively, and that's the SSG classic. The aggressive play here is slowed a little bit by the Petrifies. Nice job from Niwa, but a Verse still gets that orb with that X strike.
The X strike is so good against any single target counters, any kind of blocks, any kind of walls. It just goes right around it. It is so hard to deal with.
Man, some damage actually came out pretty quickly here onto Proster's Thorn, and he's going to have to get back. But still, SSG, they found themselves at a pretty massive advantage, and it's looking like they'll get this orb.
Oh, that's it for Niwa. Niwa's just going to die here.
Yeah, Excel Wizards get the orb, but Niwa has nowhere to go against the Thorn. And Excel Wizards, they played split, and they got punished for it.
This is a virtual version of a curb stomp.
Oh.
I don't know what we just watched, but it sure as hell wasn't pretty for one side of them. Excel Wizards really honestly struggling. And I want to see a little bit more creativity out of their champion picks. I feel bad saying such negative things, but what are we to do? They came in with such promise, and yet here they are now tied for last place.
I don't like the comp, man. I really don't like that comp. I don't like how the Freya functions with the Older. The shields just don't have the synergy that you want from the melee and the support. There's no shield or there's no heal that the Freya can grant herself to catch back up. The Older doesn't have enough healing, and we saw it there a couple times. Even if Freya finds an in-cap, if they have time bomb on them, or if the enemy is near somebody that has that AoE time bomb explosion, it'll just break the in-cap. So it's really like impossible to set up off in-caps. And on the other side, I really like SSG's comps. They've been looking for the comp that they want to run this patch, and I really like the way this one works with their playstyle, as it really supports their aggressive nature and allows them to go in without being punished too hard.
And there's something special when you have a ranged champion player that you don't even have to worry about supporting.
Right, yeah.
Something really helps with your team comp like that. Just pick the one that dishes out the most damage and can just get away from people. And Taya, in the hands of a Verse, is one of the best, like just constantly running away. Never really takes, there's a word for this. Nope, can't think of it. I gave myself a couple seconds, no more silence. That's awkward as hell. Space Station Gaming, though, even just watching these replays, what is going on?
Yeah, Space Station Gaming, just beautiful capitalization off the lack of iframes. Every time we see the Older ultimate here, and Proster knew there was no space available, so the Dead Roots was always there to punish. Really heads-up play from the Thorn this match, as he got massive value out of his Dead Roots almost every round.
And, I mean, I'm going to say it. I don't like Freya in threes. I don't like it. And I don't know if it's just a personal viewing experience. Freya is just her own little entity where she just does her stuff. You can get some really cool lineups with in-caps into her ultimate, and if she has people on her side, but generally the melee is the one that runs around doing the peeling, doing the moving around, doing the hard CC, or even just having utility to mess about with the field.
Sure.
Freya doesn't do that as much. She can kind of do it with her EXE M2 combo, and she'll do that for maybe an in-cap. And maybe she can just like get static on you and then get another in-cap somewhere. But as you said, it's short. Not a lot in that composition could line up off of it.
Right.
You saw a lot of like sustained long-term damage as opposed to just high burst potential. I don't know. I'm just not. I guess I should rephrase. I haven't seen a team